Today's adventure.
I am at Dinosaur National Monument. Check out the mountain. Just crazy. Bringing fossils to life. There's our first dinosaur.
Though that dinosaur's not real, they were here in Utah 65 million years ago. And the Quarry wall, shown there at the visitor center, has been excavated, showing all the dinosaur bones that they discovered. It's actually 2 stories, and you begin by walking on the second level.
This is a mountain of dinosaur bones.
The cool thing about the Quarry wall is these are actual fossilized dinosaur bones, exactly where they were found in the mountain, where they were uncovered. It may not be obvious from the video the number of bones that are there, but about 1,500 fossilized bones were left on the exposed cliff face for the public to view. Between 1909 and 1924, paleontologists removed over 300 tons of fossilized bones, including 20 complete dinosaur skeletons. But they left this cliff face so that the public could view the actual fossilized dinosaur bones in this quarry where they were found. Dinosaur National Monument encompasses about 329 square miles in both Utah and Colorado. There's a separate visitor center in Colorado, a few miles from the town of Dinosaur, but there are no fossilized bones to be seen in the Colorado section of Dinosaur National Monument. But it's considered the gateway for deep canyons, scenic overlooks, and river rafting adventures. If you want to see this famous wall of bones, you have to go to the Quarry Visitor Center near Jensen, Utah. I actually spent the night at a hotel in Vernal, Utah, and it was about a 15-minute drive. The cool thing here, you actually get to touch the dinosaur bones, as well as see them. If you've ever gone out fossil hunting, it's always cool if you find some little fragment, some little clamshell. So to see this wall full of giant fossilized bones, and just so many of them, is just absolutely amazing to see. And I believe that was the Allosaurus head, one of the best preserved specimens ever discovered. Here's another view of that skull. Just an amazing experience, one I highly recommend. I guess I should mention the quarry wall shown here is a separate facility from the visitor center shown here. From the visitor center, you can catch a tram that will take you to the quarry wall. Or when I was there, you could drive and park there on your own. The visitor center also frequently plays a movie, River Reflections. And you can also go on a hike, the Fossil Discovery Trail. I began the hike in the late afternoon or early evening from the visitor center. Spectacular views.
Today we're hiking the Fossil Discovery Trail. This is basically the trail. Nothing too exciting till you get to the points of interest.
The first point of interest you'll come to are petroglyphs. And around this corner on that rock, here they are. There's a little wood fence by the petroglyphs to try to keep you a little bit away from them and discourage people from making their own carvings, which seems to always occur. Once you've seen them, you continue on down the trail to the next point of interest, where I believe I was supposed to see fish scales. I should mention that if you take the tram from the visitor center up to the quarry wall, you actually can hike this trail from the quarry wall down to the visitor center, and it's about 1.2 miles. Unfortunately, I had to hike it from the visitor center because the quarry wall would be closing soon and they have a gate across there. So I had to hike an extra, basically 1.2 miles. Looks like I made it to the fish scales, and I looked at all the rocks around me and I couldn't tell what was a fish scale. So I just continued on down the trail, or I guess I should say up the trail. Next was the Morrison Formation, which contained a rock layer from the Jurassic period showing dinosaur bones. Did you see the dinosaur bone there?
It's a trail I came down, went to the Morrison Formation where you see dinosaur fossil, and now I'm heading down this trail to the last formation, which is just clams, which will probably be hard to see too. This is supposed to be where dinosaurs are. I think that's the dinosaur fossil. Some of these other things are clams. You see, I came down that trail around the mountain, and up there is the fossil wall. So it's not too long of a hike, a little climbing. Get to see the whole place. Very cool.
As I said earlier, if the quarry wall parking lot wasn't closed, it would have been shorter to hike from the quarry wall. It would have been shorter, and it would have been mainly downhill. From the Morrison Formation, it's not too far to get to the Stump Formation, but I had to stop and take pictures of some of the lizards that were running around, and made it to the Stump Formation. I couldn't find any of the belemnite fossils that are supposed to be there. I have found fragments of these fossilized squid on visits to my daughter's house. But this, it said, was supposed to be a fossil, and I just couldn't see it.
This is the halfway point where the trail dips, and about 10 feet up this wall, you're supposed to be able to see 8 vertebrae. But I've looked and looked, and I don't see anything that I can tell resembles vertebrae. There's places where stones have been removed. Who knows if it's been stolen, or still there, or gone.
Well, I couldn't really confirm that I saw any of the fossils at any of those sites that I was supposed to see. It's still cool looking at the rocks and the different layers and colors of the formations. And now back to the petroglyphs.
See one up there where people have scribbled things in here. But here's another little animal. Here, something else.
But it's been a fun little hike. And then I passed the road that goes up to the quarry wall, and like you see, it's closed off. So if I would have parked in there, I would have been in trouble. But the visitor center parking lot, there's places for picnics, other things to see. And besides just the visitor center and quarry wall, you can explore a little further. So I drove on down the road to the Swelter Shelter petroglyph site. Just a short little hike from the road. Fair number of petroglyphs.
I don't know how well these will show up, but interesting. It's just a short little hike from the road.
Photos of some of the individual petroglyphs, and then the view looking back to my car, and that's how far the hike was. But it's a nice little petroglyph site to see. Easy drive, short walk. I had arrived at Dinosaur National Monument late in the afternoon, so I basically only had a couple hours or so to see the sights and do the hike. But it was spectacular to see, so even if you don't have time to do the hike, if you go to the visitor center, see the quarry wall, read some of the information about the dinosaurs and the excavation, it's all spectacular and worth your time. So, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you at some point have a chance to go see Dinosaur National Monument. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.